Ooh, look, see, it's not excessive anymore.
Geez, Zach, you're supposed to be the social media guy. Oh,
Hello and welcome in to the latest edition of Talking Bengals, or Talking Nick as that just was there a minute ago, but that's okay. You know, we are the world's realest podcast for a reason, because here we keep it real and it usually goes wrong. Just to be quite honest and legit with you guys. So we're joined with Nick tonight, who has a Santa beard, and a beardless Zach, which is just sad for everyone. But
sad for everyone.
It is what it is. So we have lots of different facial hair options. We have the bushy beard, the no beard, and the nice groomed beard. So there we go. I don't
know if I would have put nice in there, but it's definitely groomed.
Yeah, it's nice. It looks good. Don't be hating. Anyways, let's jump in.
6'7".
Oh, you're fired. Go ahead, drop him off, Zach. You can't have him here with his shenanigans. Anyway, the shenanigans that happened this weekend were pretty awesome. Enjoyed it, going to the game. Got to go to my first game in, what was that, like 14 years? Yeah, a long time since I've been to a regular season game. And, just looking around real quick at the headlines here, if you guys are watching from home or just listening, where was this earlier in the season is what Nick says. Agreed. We don't know. Zach's lame. He just put his handle out there. Burnsy 1-5. It is what it is. And I'm going to keep being real with Geno Stone still sucks. It is what it is. Anyways, let's get into cheers and jeers. Zach, I'll throw it to you first.
Well, as always, Cheers and Jeers is brought to you by W Energy. Use our promo code TBCFB10, which is going across the bottom at w.gg, also on the bottom of our screen. For those that just listen to us on the audio, there you go. Where to begin, really? I guess I'll go with the blatantly obvious, and that is Jamar Chase getting into the end zone for the first time since week 7. Not once, but twice. What do we have? We had 7 receptions, 60 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
I'm glad you went to Boone County High School with that spelling, Zach.
Hey, listen, Linda.
That's hilarious.
My name's Nick. I'm so cool. Nick, you have the same education I did.
Yeah.
For 12 years.
I don't know about the same.
Hey, you were in the classrooms underneath the library, weren't you, Zach? And in the trailers outside.
No, definitely not. Since we're going to go down the rabbit hole already, have you guys been over there recently?
Yes.
Oh, they put a new performing arts center in back left of the school.
It looks nothing like the school we went to at all.
No, not at all. Is the baseball field even there anymore?
Yeah, it's surrounded by a building now. It's fully enclosed by buildings.
Anyways, cheers and jeers, Zach.
Maybe a jeer this time. We don't know.
Oh, jeer. There wasn't a lot from Sunday to jeer, so I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna default to you. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and softball it up to you, because I don't have anything to complain about for Sunday, because there just wasn't enough to complain about, in my opinion.
Well, I actually have 2 jeers, and that's where I'm going to start. 1, Geno Stone still sucks. Missed tackles, blew coverage there. I mean, the fact that you couldn't push the guy out of bounds on the first touchdown, he's just bad. Can we please just find anybody else, any other human being? So that's my actual jeer. My playful jeer here is Zach Taylor. Why wouldn't you give Cody Ford the ball? Let him run it in. It's his birthday. You're blowing him out anyway. Just give him one chance to run the – Zach, there was no way that's going to happen. Why? He already shows he knows how to hold a ball. So that brings me to my cheer, which was Cody Ford. That was awesome.
Darn you.
I'm going to take the easy one because it was fantastic to watch. I thought, he caught it. Oh, he's actually running. Oh, my gosh, he might score. It was great. I mean, that guy's career, who was the cornerback, supposed to be guarding him, I think he just got cut. He may never play again. The fact that you let him not only catch the ball, but then you're dumb enough to try to tackle a 345-pound man around his shoulders. Where do you tackle a big guy? Low. Tackle him low. But Cody had fun. It was a good time. Stadium chanting, Cody, Cody. So that was a good time. I mean, a game that means basically nothing. You want to have moments like that to make it fun. Nick?
Okay, first and foremost, you stole mine, okay? Seeing a lineman out on the edge actually getting the football. How is that not your cheer? Come on. How are you not cheering this on? Okay, just if you've never been the big guy on the line who never gets the football, you finally get the ball and you get a chance to possibly score. I mean, granted, he did play tight end at some point in high school. So he has caught and ran the ball at some point in his life. But of course, that's the obvious cheer.
Oh, yeah.
And the second obvious one is Joe Burrow throwing for over 300 yards. I mean, come on. It's just Joe Burrow, man. Obviously throwing over 300 yards, hitting, 9 different receivers. I mean, that is just phenomenal, right? Being able to spread the ball around that much. I think my jeer is going to have to be Money Mac missing the point after attempt.
Which you swear he didn't miss.
Laces out. Laces out.
We should have the replay of that one.
I mean, come on. Like, it shouldn't have even been close. Like, just kick it. Just kick it in between the yellow things. You're close enough to where it's a chip shot.
I mean, to be fair to him on that one, the winds were pretty crazy down at that end of the field. So,
of course, I'm joking around. Okay, if you've never kicked in a windy condition, it's really hard to control the football. But at the same token, that's what he gets paid to do. So I'm going to have to say something about it at least.
Sorry, my camera is acting wonky at the moment. So
yeah, it's kind of swiveling on its own.
I'm just going to go off camera for a moment for technical difficulties. Zach's going to introduce the next segment.
So our next segment here is with the Bengals win and the Falcons win. The Bengals are currently with the 10th pick in the draft. And we're going to play a little game called How Can Duke Tobin Mess This Up?
I'll go first.
So, go for it.
So Duke Tobin will re-sign Geno Stone to a 5-year, multi-million-dollar contract. Him and Zach Taylor will then choose the worst 5 possible people to pick in the draft at each individual stage. And we will not bring in anybody on the defensive side of the ball. Nobody at defensive line on the interior, nobody at linebacker, nobody at safety, nobody at cornerback, nothing. Nothing that we need. He'll resign all the wrong people and then pick the worst, absolute worst draft pick known to man and say that it's the best draft that the Bengals have ever had. Casey, how about you?
If Geno Stone is back, I think we're going to riot. I mean, I don't know any other way to say it. He plays safety worse than I would currently play safety. And I've not touched, touched a football, not been on a football field in almost 20 years. So, yeah, I think I could play safety as bad as he does right now. So, yeah.
But Casey, he's a great leader.
Oh, sorry. Something's caught in my nose there. Leading by example is a critical aspect of leadership. And when you can't make a tackle, it's hard to lead by example. Anyways, though, I digress. But moving into other fun stuff, what else could Duke Tobin screw up? Not extending Chase Brown this offseason. That is a big one he could screw up. This is the time to extend this young man. He's going to have Geo type longevity. He's going to be able to play for a long time because he doesn't get a ridiculous amount of carries. Wear and tear is not destroying his body. And he is good at all 3 phases of what you want a running back to be able to do. Catch the ball, run the ball, he can block. I mean, the only reason he's not in there on third downs right now is because Samaje Perine literally like separates souls from people's bodies when he hits them. I mean, if you all saw the one from yesterday or Sunday's game, he just crushed that person. I mean, it was a beautiful block. And it was one of those, like, that's why you don't blitz against Joe Burrow, because he's going to put Samaje right there, and it's going to hurt a lot. So, yeah, that's the biggest way I think that Duke could totally screw up the offseason is not extend, between Chase Brown and Dax Hill and DJ Turner. All three of those guys should get extensions right now before it's an emergency and you can't extend it. Zachary?
He's going to screw it up because he's going to wait till the offseason to extend Chase Brown when he could do it, I don't know, tomorrow?
Yeah, they don't do that.
Yeah, that's one way he's going to screw it up. Number two, he's going to wait on Dalton Risner, and Risner's going to end up somewhere else. Since we're talking about specifically the draft pick, if Caleb Downs and Jeremiah Love are not there, which they're probably not going to be at 10, and you pass on Reuben Bain Jr., I'm going to lose my mind. That's the one that's got to stick. You've got a solid for Miles Murphy. Trey Hendrickson is probably gone unless you do another crazy thing like, I don't know, franchise tag him and not tag and trade him, or I don't know what you could do. Bring him back to a $35 million extension after he was injured majority of the season. There's another way he could screw it up. Let's see. Yeah, there's the list is long.
Oh, so much.
Yeah, but it's the Bengals. It's the Bengals. And if you're a Bengals fan and you've been a Bengals fan long enough to see the early 2000s or late 90s, you just know that they're going to find a way to just bungle it up. And it's a terrible thought to have to think about as a Bengals fan. And I think Kirk Herbstreit was saying it best, right? I think it was when we were playing the Steelers, the first game. And he goes, being a Bengals fan, I just feel for all of these Cincinnati fans because even though they're up, everybody's still on the edge of their seat because the game's not over yet, and they know that there's a chance the Bengals could still lose this game. Right? That is the epitome of Cincinnati sports.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and it's not a fun place to be. I didn't want to mention draft picks because there's so many bad ones. Now we will be doing something in the off season. We'll take an episode. We'll look at every draft, literally dissect them from 2019 to 2025, and we will look at them and see, how they actually panned out. Because a few of them have looked better over the last few weeks. Some draft picks and some draft classics don't look nearly as bad as they did, week 5, week 6. So we'll have to wait until we get to that point, and we'll dissect them a little bit more there. But I mean, as far as the game, it reminded me a lot of a preseason game. To be honest with you, one, the weather was fantastic. The best December game I ever remember going to in Cincinnati. It was really nice, to be able to sit out there and be comfortable. The crowd was really friendly. The Cardinals gave up. They really didn't want to be there. It didn't seem like they'd rather be on a cruise or a beach or whatever their off-season plans are. But, it's a nice game. But I'm worried about, and what we're going to talk about next, is this going to lull the front office into thinking that this team's right there. Next year, everything's going to be great. We already know they're going to run back the coaching staff and the GM, pseudo GM. Are they going to run back basically the entire team? Nick, go ahead. I can see you fuming.
I mean, I just don't see a way. I don't see a way where the Bengals don't try to run it back, A, with the same coaching staff, and B, where we see a different defense out there next year. And that's a hard thing to say and a hard thing to stomach as a sports fan. Because as a Bengals fan, I want them to succeed. I want them to get into the playoffs, make a long playoff run, and win a Super Bowl. Right? I don't want it for the Brown family and Blackburns. I don't want it for Duke Tobin. I don't want it for Zach Taylor. I want it for the guys that bust their tail ends day in and day out at practice who've earned their spot on the field, like Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Dalton Risner, and Miles Murphy, who's busted his tail end for 3 years now to get to a spot where he's now coming out and shining, right? People like Jordan Battle and DJ Turner. Those guys have worked their tail end off to get to where they are. Then you have guys like, what was his name? Stewart, who held out during training camp. Cut him as soon as you can cut him. Anybody who's not a team player, cut him. That should be the culture you build. If you're not in it to win a Super Bowl, don't go to Cincinnati because we don't want you. We want you to be in it to win a Super Bowl, and there's nothing short for that goal. That's the only way you build a winning franchise is you have everybody bought in that Super Bowl or bust every year.
Yeah, it has to be, Zach.
Is this thing on? I'm gonna go back to the original question because I was responding to a couple things on the socials, so I apologize.
You don't know the original question? Wow.
No, I don't know what your question was. I spaced it. I'm not gonna lie.
So basically, do you see them trying to run back the entire defense? Because they're playing so well.
No, I think they're going to try and play Carter and Knight next year for sure. BJ Hill's probably going to be gone. The rumor is they're eyeing the Clemson defensive tackle in the draft. So that's probably going to fill that void, which he is a good run stopper. So we need some help there. And he's younger. Miles Murphy should be brought back. I think you got to trade Shamar Stewart for a sack of pennies or footballs or something at this point.
Hey, you got one sack.
So what is that? 4 or 5 in his collegiate and professional career.
He averages less than 1 a season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you've got it right where you want it when it comes to your outside corners. I think you'd bring Jordan Battle back as well. The only one that needs to go for sure outside of CTB is Geno Stone. But yeah, I think majority will probably be back, unfortunately, because like you said, they're doing so well.
But the problem is they're doing well under false pretenses. We're literally playing the 3 worst teams, 3 of the worst teams in the NFL right now between this past week, the week before, and then now going into the Browns game. We're literally playing 3 of the worst teams in the NFL. How do you judge your defense based on the 3 worst teams in the league as opposed to playing against the Ravens, playing against the Bills, playing against, the Bears this year? They turned out to be halfway decent. Judge against the best teams, not the worst.
But the Bengals front office, I'm not disagreeing with you, but their front office has a recency bias. They'll be like, because remember last year, Joe Burrow basically won all of those games down the stretch. The defense played okay against the bad teams like the Titans. But then against the Broncos, it was literally a shootout. That Burrow had to, make the last touchdown to win the game. The defense didn't do anything. But they're like, oh, no, the defense, it's almost there. It's almost just 1 or 2 pieces, and it'll be fine. And then it really wasn't. So I'm worried that they're going to do that, which brings me to a thought that is controversial, and people are going to be like, what? How could you think that? I really would like to see the Browns hang about 28 points. Bengals still win, but I want to see the Stone get exposed to where they can never bring him back. Demetrius Knight you can boo me all you want. Take a win and an ugly performance by the defense to remind the front office that, they're not as good as we thought they were. Do I think that's going to happen? No, I think Shedeur Sanders is not really a quarterback. He's not really a guy, and their offense is a joke otherwise. But that's what I'm worried about, is that they're going to come out, they're going to, hold them to 17 points or less, and then, they're going to this defense, they got it. They're doing great. What happened in Buffalo? That's the game that somebody in that front office needs to continue to throw in front of them day after day after day. What happened in Buffalo? You couldn't stop Josh Allen 40-yard run. You couldn't stop Josh Allen on the third down in 16?
Yeah.
Game on the line when you knew that he was going to run the ball. That's the things they have to hold on to. Don't be fooled by this, but they have been. This is not the first time in our lives. Even last year wasn't the first time. They send them home happy. The defense plays pretty well. And they're like, well, we just need to get a couple, an Oren Burks and, a few other guys like that on the defense, and we'll be fine. Everything's going to work out great. And that's how you end up missing the playoffs. And the thing is going to get lost because of this season if they win the last 3 games. This is the worst record they've had since Joe Burrow's rookie year. And everybody's like, the offense is great. Yeah, the offense is great, which is more of a reason. And the AFC North was completely terrible. You think they're going to be this bad again next year?
No.
Not very likely. I mean, you could have easily won this division with a mediocre defense, and you decided to go the cheapest route possible. What was it? The guy, the cornerback, the D'Amico Murray or whatever. The Bengals cornerback was like a 4th round or 6th corner. And he was the only person they signed on Tuesday. I can't remember his name off the top of my head or not. That's how little.
Was it Anthony?
No. I don't know. I'll figure it out and get back to you guys later. But, yeah, that was the only free agent news the first 4 days of free agency. That's how little of a move it was. I can't even remember the guy's name. Marco Wilson. There we go. Marco Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the only signing that they had for the first 4 days of free agency. And then Oren Burks and, DJ Slayton. And it's really? That's it? But I digress. Hopefully they don't screw it up. So let's go to game predictions for this week. And Zach can do more.
Before we go to game predictions this week, I want to talk about our game predictions from last week. Zach, flash the score up on the screen again.
Okay.
I just want to remind everybody about our score predictions from last week. Casey was absent. Josh was absent, like tonight. Josh was extremely busy all day and he needed to go to bed, so this is excused. But Zach, he said that his score was 37-17, the Bengals. Okay. Now
I thought it was 32. I said the Magic. I thought I said it was 32.
You said 37-17.
I said 32 was the magic number.
You said 37-17. I said 45-3.
I was still closer. So
you were still closer, but that's the reason why I wanted to bring it up, because one of us was actually somewhat close this week.
Except Zach still can't do math. It was 37-14 was the actual score. Yeah, 34-14. This Boone County Public Education, he's doing push-ups at least, folks.
Zach, this is the reason why I said 37-17. You actually said 37.
37-14. You're only off by 3.
You were off by 3 points from the other team.
That's the most PT he's done since he's been on the tournament.
87 days is a
probably all
long
year.
time. No. That's not true.
But, all right. So, score predictions. Zach, I'll let you go first.
We're not going to do previews, anything like that.
All right. Well, let's preview and then score prediction.
All right. Well,
meaningless game. Who cares?
You're right. It is. It is a very meaningless game. However, the Bengals are going to Bengal this. They're going to fall to like the 12th pick. Shador Sanders is probably going to have a pretty decent game because I don't think we can cover Fannin because the Steelers couldn't cover him. So we couldn't cover him in week 1 either. So he's probably going to have a big day. So I'm going to go 32, Nick. It's magic number. It's been the magic number all year. 32. 24.
Bengals or Browns?
Is this a real question?
Good guys.
Yeah.
All right.
The Houday. Only because
Casey?
I said they're going to bungle it and end up with the 12th pick.
Okay. Casey, I'll let you go.
Myles Garrett is going to be extremely motivated because he wants that sack title. So if the Bengals are smart, they're going to just double team him all day and not let him get anywhere close to a quarterback. That's what I'd like to see. So I think the Bengals are going to end up winning this one 34-20.
Okay. Now, I am going to be outlandish on mine because I think that our offense is rolling on all cylinders. I think Chase Brown has another 100-yard game, total combined yards. I think Jamar Chase has 250, under his belt by the end of the game with at least 2 touchdowns. And I think T also goes off for 150 plus. I'm going to put this at 42 to 10 Bengals. And I'm going to say that the Bengals defense has a day where they go out and they look like the most all-star defense that money could buy and give the front office and Duke Tobin this false sense of security that they can bring everybody back.
And on top of Nick's scenario, Geno Stone's going to have 3 interceptions that literally fall right into his lap. He doesn't do anything athletic at all.
Yeah.
Falls into his lap, and he gets a 3-year extension, and we all just
That's exactly what I'm talking about, Casey.
all out of our
Complete dumb luck is going to happen.
Oh, Josh is in the comments, by the way. I missed that. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Josh.
Well, I think on that note.
Hold on. I'm going to read it because I can't get it to flash up there. So did get to make it today, guys, but I did want to say that I'm good with Burrow playing. Burrow is happy and not contemplating his football life. Thank God.
That is good.
Yeah, and I think that's something that we should talk about a little bit. Why not? I mean, we're only at 28 minutes. I'm sure people want to hear us pontificate more if they listen to us at least.
Who's listening to us?
Let's look at this in a way that Joe Burrow is probably looking at it, right? I'm having fun because I'm hitting my receivers. My offensive line is blocking for me. We're making big plays, and it's fun again, right? On the defensive side, Joe Burrow can't do anything for the defense. But also, at the same token, right, I think Joe Burrow having fun definitely revolves around both the offense and the defense actually playing complementary football. Because that's what he's used to. Right? I mean, that he's used to complementary football from the time he was in high school all the way through college when he played for LSU at the end, winning the national championship. Obviously not the first year when he got hurt, but when they went to the Super Bowl, then they went to the AFC Championship the next year, where obviously, the Chiefs got a redo on 4th down. And then, I'm still salty about that.
Oh, yeah. Questionable things that never happened in.
But that he was having fun, and he was playing some of the best football that he's ever played. On top of that, the next year he comes out, injury, unfortunately. And then he comes out and tries to take the team back into the playoffs finishing the rest of the year. It's kind of hard to do that when your defense isn't playing complementary football. That was the year we pushed out Jesse Bates, and we're trying to rely on Mike Hilton coming off the edge on a slot corner blitz. Every once in a while, and that's just not going to do it. Just because you have Trey Hendrickson and Mike Hilton at the end of his career, that's not going to do it. And Lou was obviously at the end of his ropes. So, what do you guys think is the biggest catalyst to keeping Joe Burrow happy next year coming into the season for 2026?
Offensively, it's easy. Just bring back. That is the group. You bring everybody back and maybe get one more weapon as a third receiver and a swing tackle. That's all you'd have to do. Otherwise, you have nothing else that you really need to do on that offense. And a defense that can literally be league average. That's all we need. Not give up, not lose games when you score more than 30 points.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Casey. It's got to be all focused on defense. You bring in, maybe a platoon tackle just in case. Maybe even I don't know. Safety has to be number one. Somebody that can guard a tight end and knows how to play the field, knows how to tackle and wrap up, not just bump by the new league standard and hope that they go down. Definitely, yeah. I'm just gonna keep repeating everything Casey says at this point because it's
smart, man.
Yeah, slot receiver. Need a slot receiver. I like Yoshi. I like Tinsley, but you need a more dynamic slot receiver that's going to be more consistent.
Mikey G.
Mike's here already, so I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about who is going to be that third guy.
Yeah,
outside of because he's predominantly a tight end. Supposed to be.
He's quote unquote a tight end.
Yeah. I don't know. I've now gone down the rabbit hole, guys. I'm sorry. We talked about the AFC Championship. I'm trying to find another occurrence of that happening, and thus far I have not been able to find one. They said while not against the rules, what they did there, typically they just adjust the game clock. That's all they do. They adjust the clock after the play is over, not replay the play. Is the typical way. So they could do it either way, but typically that's not the way they choose to do it. So, yeah, are we going to be salty about that forever? Probably. But it's just one of those, I'm trying to find, okay, if I can find 5 or 6 other times that's happened, sure, okay, no. I've yet to be able to find it. Now, don't get mad at me, because I've only been searching for about 2 minutes. But so far, I've not found it. That'd be a fun off-season task. What other things have happened against the Bengals that don't happen to anybody else? Anyways, I digress at this point. What are you guys' closing thoughts?
I'll go first with closing thoughts, so that way Zach can plug things. So my closing thoughts are the Bengals will bangle it. They'll bungle it. And if they can screw something up, they'll screw it up for the season. You can't lose to the Browns because, come on. Do you really want to lose to the Browns? But also winning against the Browns really doesn't help you anyway. There's no way that winning against them helps. Joe Burrow playing the last game of the season in a game that doesn't matter. I know he wants to compete. He wants to be on the field. But for what purpose? For potential, injury that he's now rehabbing the whole offseason on? Right? At some point, the front office and the coaching staff, they have to be the leader to say, look, Joe, I know you want to play. We want you out there, but we also want you to be healthy for next year. That's my final thoughts.
Zach, go ahead and plug everything, and I'll give my final closeout. And Zach, are you plugging?
He's scheming right now.
Oh, gosh.
He's still trying to figure all this out. Did you spell everything correctly?
I got a good closing thought here. Oh, gosh. Y'all are going to love this. While Zach's doing it, I'll just do mine and then let Zach close out the show here. Okay, so I looked it up. I kept digging and doing more and more research on this. Apparently, a do-over play has happened before. In 2012, in a game involving the then San Diego Chargers and your Cincinnati Bengals, in which the Chargers were given a 5th down. Are you kidding me, NFL? The only 2 times I can find it are against the freaking Bengals.
Sounds legit.
So, anyways, it's just, it is what it is. It's depressing. Being a Bengals fan is rough. Like I told my kids after we left the stadium, welcome to a life of mostly misery, but you'll still love the team anyway. And that's my closing thought. The Bengals have crazy things happen all the time.
There you go.
Yeah, let's say, do you talk?
Yeah, I talk. I was doing things. Sorry, I gave you one of these. Like, you keep going. You're not paying attention.
Yeah.
You're not listening, Linda. Anyway,
we're doing it live, okay, Nancy?
Like, follow, subscribe, and share our show on all your favorite social media platforms. We are at Talkin_Bengals, as it says down below. Head over to our Etsy shop, Holiday 15. Use that promo code. Is it still running, Casey? You weren't here last week. Hey, there you go. Probably, maybe through the end of the season. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Happy New Year to everybody. Appreciate anybody that's tuning in right now. My final thought. Yeah, that's it. Just be good, be safe, be happy. Like I said last week, don't drink and drive, don't drive and drink. It's 2025. Use an Uber, use a Lyft, use traditional taxi cab, whatever those fancy people are. If your counterpart that you are trying to go home with says no, that means no. Don't try anything crazy. Trying to keep this as professional as possible because we are a professional and a real podcast at the same time. Okay. I'm getting all my first sergeant gigs in right now. So
I was about to say, sounds like a safety brief to me. I've heard this before.
Just remember,
I know
guys,
a thing or two because
safe.
I've seen a thing or two.
Just remember, guys, stay safe.
And who day?
And that's a who day. Maybe. There it goes. In stream.